Do you often feel yourself shutting down when you have some bad news? Or you see a bad headline, something that looks like the future is dim, like it's not going to be a bright future? If you do, then for one, you're not alone. Everybody has this, which is why we have to be really careful about what we allow into our awareness, because that stuff turns into thoughts, and those thoughts can turn into beliefs, and those beliefs turn into expectations, and those expectations are going to deliver exactly what you want. So you have to really protect what's coming into your mind. It's like Tony Robbins says, he's like, what happens if I come and put a little sugar in your coffee? Well, you might have some sweet coffee. What happens if I put 1 drop of strychnine in your coffee? Well, it'll kill you. So think of these headlines and all this negative news that's constantly being thrown in our face as poison. We have to avoid the poison, and as soon as it enters our mind, because we see it, because we can't not see it, it's everywhere, then we have to overcome that. We got to override that. So, because if we don't, it's gonna create self-talk. So after you stop watching the negative thing that is inducing fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, overwhelm, as soon as you become aware of that, or you stop watching that, then the self-talk starts. It's like, why even try? Why should I even start? There's just no hope. And hopelessness is a very low on the emotional scale. You can't create anything different in your life if you just stay stuck there in apathy. This feeling that there's just no reason to keep going. If you stay stuck there, you're not going to ever overcome. You're not going to get to higher levels like anger, right? So some of the videos that I make on this channel, like I hope that I made you mad. You know, if you've been feeling helpless or stuck or feeling like if things just aren't happening your way, and you get to a point where it pisses you off, that's a higher state. You're making moves here. It's really a positive thing if you've been stuck in just feeling hopeless. Get mad about it. Like, do something about it, right? And let's change the self-talk, because that's what the conversation is going to be about here today. How do we go about changing our self-talk? Well, let's talk about just thoughts in general. We have up to 70,000 thoughts a day, it's estimated. 70,000 thoughts per day. 85% of those thoughts are negative. This is for everybody. 85%. Can you believe that? So we have a lot of work to do if we're going to overcome these negative thoughts. And there's this exercise that I'm going to share with you. It's in this book right here that I got for Christmas a couple years ago. You can see what kind of a nerd I am. Like, I just find this stuff fascinating. But it's Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. This is a comprehensive clinician's guide. And there's lots of different exercises and worksheets in here. And I opened this the other day, and I saw this, and I thought that would be a great topic to talk about. So let's talk about it. Because it can become a habit of just being in a negative state all the time. Of always going to the worst possible case scenario. That's what our minds tend to do. It wants to protect us. It wants to make sure that we're going to be safe from this imaginary thing that hasn't even happened yet. So this self-talk, we have to change that. And the first step is always going to be awareness. So you gotta start watching your thoughts. And one of the ways that's going to help that is to be very careful about, like, filter the stuff that you're allowing yourself to consume. Anything that sparks this fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, you got to stop watching that stuff. Trust me, it's never going away. It's always going to be there for you. It will always be there for you. Like, it's never going away, because negative news sells. It sells. People, that's all people look for. If they just said it's bright and sunny today, and hey, the stock market's still where it's going to be at, and yeah, it's going to be a beautiful day. Be sure to go outside and enjoy it with your family. If that was the headline and that was the main news story, nobody would watch the news. So when they have this negative stuff that's surrounding us everywhere, and there's also negative people too. That's the thing. That's the reason why I haven't watched the news in over 20 years, because, when I had my business, when I go to work every day, anything negative happening, I'm going to hear it. I'm going to hear it anyways, whether it was me consuming it or somebody else, because somebody else is talking about it, right? So we have to watch what we actually say. Words have power. Words are extremely powerful. So be sure to monitor like how you're speaking, how you're talking. And that typically starts with the self-talk. It's the inner dialogue, the narrative that you keep going over and over and over again in your mind. And then you start talking about it verbally. So how do we change the self-talk when 85% of all of these 70,000 thoughts that we're having every day are negative? There's this exercise that I'm going to share with you. Every time we have this negative conversation going on in our minds, then what that is, what they're labeling that as it's the give up conversation. Like, I give up. It's too hard. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough experience. I don't have enough money. People don't love me. That type of self-talk, right? So that's give up self-talk. So once you become aware, you can recognize, hey, I'm having a negative thought here. I'm going down the rabbit hole. I'm heading down on a downward spiral. Then you need to have a go-to. So we can actually prepare for the next battle that's happening in our minds by having a go-to prepared. So if you just take a few moments to write down what are the recurring negative thoughts and stories that you tell yourself over and over and over again that actually stop you from maybe taking more action or making a decision or moving forward. Just take a moment here and just think about that. So, and I'm going to give you a few examples here. One of the things that stops people is procrastination. I'll do it later, they say. Another, which this is give up talk. Give up. Like, I'll do it later. How many times when you say I'll do it later do you actually do it? When it comes to like your happiness and your success and your financial situation. How many times? Like, be honest with yourself. Typically when you say I'll do it later, it means I'm not going to do it. But you won't say I'm not going to do it because you're not being honest with yourself. This is give up talk. Something else would be like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it, right? Gosh, I mean, I could get in shape. I could start going to the gym. I could watch my diet. But man, I love food, so I just don't feel like it. I'll do it later. Kick the can down the road. Another one would be, it's not going to help. Somebody offers you come to me and you say, look, Kelley, I want to lose some weight. I say, all right, man, sweet. Here's what we're going to do. I need to know how many times that you're willing to work out per week. And these don't have to be long workouts, because they could be, let's just start with 20 minutes. How many 20-minute segments do you have that you could squeeze in a workout in any given day? Oh, I don't know. I'm really busy. Like, there's just, I work till 9 o'clock every night and blah, 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 blah. Like, throw up all over me. Talking about how they can't do it, right? So, or they want to argue like, okay, well, how's 20 minutes 3 times a week actually going to help me? So like, that's not going to help, right? It's just negative. It's give up talk. Another one is, I can't do that. I can't do this. I just love food too much, Kelley. I can't do this. These are all give up statements. Whether you want to admit it or not, you're giving up. So every time one of these phrases come up, and it could be whatever yours is. That's just a constant. Tends to happen over and over again on repeat. Stops you from taking action, stops you from building any momentum in your life, stops you from progress. Then we have to have a go-to statement. You can prepare this go-to statement before you even have this thought again. That way you know what you're going to think. You're going to override your autopilot brain that continues to bring these thoughts up. You're going to override it with your conscious mind. So when we override it, this is right in the mindset video that I did. We're talking about adjusting the mindset. And there's a manual process to this. Just if you wanted to set the thermostat at a certain temperature, you have to manually go set that thermostat. If you set the table, you have to manually, it means to place. Set means to place, to fix, to arrange in a particular order. That's what set means. And the mind is made up of your thoughts, your beliefs, your perceptions, your memories, and the narratives that we have, and the images that you hold in your mind. So every time one of these negative images or these negative thoughts or a negative belief that stops us from actually taking action and moving forward, we have to have we got to go to war with it. And if we're going to go to war with it, let's prepare a couple of statements here for these 4 options. So if I was going to say, I'll do it later. Well, I'll do it later, like I said, probably means never with some things. I get it if it's like, I'll take the trash out, I'll do it later. I get that. But how about like writing that book that you've always wanted to write? Well, I'll do it later. I don't even know where to start. I'll do it later. I got this other stuff going on in my life. I'll do it later. Oh, we need to build this process and implement it and put it into our company so we can get better results. Yeah, but man, I've got 6 calls to do today and I've got this happening and that happening. I'll do it later, right? And it just never gets done. So what could be the statement that would override I'll do it later? What would be your go-to statement? Let's just think about it. I'll do it later. Maybe, just maybe, I'll do it now. And it could be the smallest action, the very smallest action towards getting what you actually want. So if I wanted to write a book, for instance, and my natural inclination is to go to this mentality of this give up self-talk of I'll do it later. I'm not good enough. I've never even written anything in my life and blah, 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 blah. Then it's just a spiral. The thoughts just start stacking on top of each other. And all of this give up self-talk does not move you forward. So I'll do it now. So every time it comes up like I'll do it later, no, I'm going to do it now. Well, I really need to clean my desk. I'll do it later. No, I'll do it now. And take the first step. It doesn't have to be the entire first step, but maybe you could open a Google Doc and come up with a title, and maybe then work on an outline for your book. If you wanted to write a book, if you needed to write a process, what is the process for? Open a Google Doc. Start the process. What is the very first step? What's the second step? What's the third step? Even if you don't finish the entire thing, you've actually taken a step forward towards progress, and that is the key. In the momentum mastery system, remember, it starts with action. And all of this, I'll do it later, I don't feel like it, it's not going to help, I can't do this, that's all stopping you in your tracks. It's stopping you from taking action. So in order to get in action, you got to change, you got to have a go-to. So every time that comes up, I'll do it later. No, I'll do it now. I don't feel like it. What's a go-to for that? It could be, the truth is, I don't feel like it, right? Maybe you're under the weather or you didn't get enough sleep last night. So that could be the truth. I don't feel like it. But that doesn't have to get in my way. I can do things that I don't want to do or feel like doing simply by doing it. Right? I can do things that I don't want to do or feel like doing simply by doing it. So I'll do it later. Could be. Or I don't feel like it. Could be I'll do it anyways. See, when you think about this, like for instance, I need to start working out. Let's say that's what you say. I don't need to start. I've been working out myself for a long time because it makes me feel better and it gives me more energy. But let's say you wanted to start working out, but you haven't been able to make yourself do that because you have a bunch of give up self-talk. Well, then I don't feel like it. So anything that makes you procrastinate, it's because you're trading the pleasure of not doing it today for the pain of not having done it tomorrow. We've got to reverse that. We've got to, if it's painful to work out or to eat healthy or to have a difficult conversation with somebody or to implement a process or build a process, if that's painful, let's choose pain today so that we can have a pleasurable tomorrow. You just flip the script. Pain today, pleasure tomorrow. Pain today, pleasure tomorrow. Pain today, pleasure tomorrow. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot more tomorrows that are way more pleasurable. But if you continue to choose pleasure today, then tomorrow and the next day and next week and next year is going to be full of pain. Because you're putting it off and kicking the can down the road. So let's look at the next one. It's not going to help. Well, that could be, I don't know if it'll help or not until I actually do it. So every time it comes up, like, that's not going to help. If I said, Josh, man, why don't you research some different diets? Maybe you'll find one that will help you lose the weight and so you can have more energy and as you start to go to the gym and start working out, right? Well, that's not going to help. I like food too much. That's not going to help. Well, change that. Have a go-to statement. I don't know if it's going to help or not until I do it. And then the last one, I can't do this. What would be a go-to statement for that? Well, according to this comprehensive clinician's guide, it says, telling myself that I can't do this keeps me from trying. I have done lots of things that I thought I couldn't do. I'll start taking action and follow the plan to see if I can. Now that is positive. That's going to make me want to take a step towards that thing that I've been telling everybody in the world and thinking to myself that I actually want in life, but I'm not getting. I'll start telling myself that I can't do that I can't do this keeps me from actually trying. So when I know that this is keeping me from even trying because it's a give up self-talk, then I'll take action anyways. To just shorten it, I'll take action anyways, right? So you see a pattern here. This is all, if you start just changing your self-talk as soon as you recognize that it's happening, from give up and have a go-to every time it comes up, then you're choosing the right thing you're choosing the right thing to have a pleasurable tomorrow. It might feel a little painful or uncomfortable to do some of this some of the times when we're talking about all these different things that life throws at us and things that we need to take care of. But I can promise you want to have a pleasurable tomorrow and a pleasurable year and a pleasurable decade, then you have to take action. You can't allow this to be where it ends. The give up conversation, most people just let it end right there. And then they start to believe that it's true. Even though if they just thought about it for a moment and used their conscious mind to manually override these negative subconscious self-talk and self-thought and thoughts, then they would actually take action towards that. And when you start taking action towards that, you're going to start getting results. And those results is, once you start seeing results, then you build momentum. And when you build momentum, you get progress. You get confidence. And that confidence is going to make you want to take even more action. And then you've really started on the loop. The momentum loop. And once you get there, I can tell you, you're unstoppable. There's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can keep you from getting the things that you really want in life. You can continue to take action each and every day. Even the smallest little action builds momentum. It's really about the small things that build the momentum, that create the progress, that create the confidence, that create the even more action. Your willingness to participate in your own success will skyrocket. So, guys, this is your moment. If you want to go from feeling overwhelmed and anxious and stuck and inconsistent to a point where you've got confidence and momentum and progress, like real progress, then check out the resources that I have in the description below. Grab some of those and begin learning and begin using these resources to improve your life and to improve your business. So, guys, this is your moment. I'll see you on the next one.